Hello, my name is Emma, and I'm very excited to announce that I have a partner for this video. Woo! The lovely people at Ohuhu graciously sent me their 104 count 104 count marker set to, use and try out. I haven't really touched these except like very slightly, just little testers. They also sent me their sketchbook marker paper along with a set of fine liners. Now, I can't stress this enough how long it's been since I have made a finished traditional art piece. I've dabbled in sketchbooks in the past year, but it's always been very casual. So this video is going to be almost new to me. It's almost foreign at this point since I do digital art so frequently now. I'm scared. Okay, what I'm trying to say is I'm scared, but I'm excited. This video is very different from the content I usually do. So if you're not interested in this kind of content, I completely understand and I'll see you next time. But I'm looking forward to doing something different and starting a new sketchbook, which I haven't done in a long time. I've bought them, but I haven't, started them. Ohuhu gives you a marker swatch set. Fun fact, my first alcohol markers ever were this brand, and I still have them, and they still work. I bought that set of markers before they even had a brush nib, so yeah, that was a long time ago. I can get one of them. Here's the OG. They just had a chisel nib and a fine tip. This one has fine and brush. I've never had brush alcohol markers. So I'm just gonna get swatching. I might do a time lapse. I think I'm going to decide to just cut to this, so watch this. And this. Hey, that's pretty cool, huh? I don't think I explained this, but it's very important to swatch markers since they don't always match the caps of the cases. So we're gonna get started. I'm nervous. As I was doing this though, I got more and more excited. So manifest for me. Manifest for me. Manifest through the screen. Give me strength. I have pretty much no idea what I'm gonna do. Usually I come up with something, but we're starting with a blank page and we're starting with a blank mind, so let's get a pencil and start thumbnailing. When starting a sketchbook, I take a page out of Drawing with Waffles book. She always did a starting page, as a lot of artists did, introducing the sketchbook, and that's what I want to do. That's usually how I start off my sketchbooks. For example, this is my last sketchbook that I didn't finish. I hate this drawing. I did this with acrylic paint mostly, started with alcohol, ended with acrylic. Our goal is to do something much better than this, so hopefully we can do that. Let me show you another page so I can redeem myself. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't really want a thumbnail on the first page. Ooh!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And it has a pocket. You gotta have a pocket. I usually just start off with something like this. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is my OCs in some capacity. It's gonna be one of those days. My first thought is my Sona, but that's boring. I don't want to just draw my Sona. God, well, I'm struggling. Alright, when all is failing, go on Pinterest. Alright, let's go to Pinterest. That's one idea. Stars help everything. This is what we're going with. I apologize in advance. My head is probably gonna get in the way. I like to be very close. I pretty much immediately decided to go into voiceover. I don't like to speak when I'm concentrating. It was just a lot of me trailing off and not finishing my sentence, so that's not very good dialogue for a YouTube video. I invite you guys to draw along if you'd like. I always like to watch videos like this to draw to. When I was starting out, as I said, I really didn't know what to draw. And when I settled on a thumbnail that I liked, I went completely different, so didn't go to plan. I do that a lot when I'm doing traditional. It's just a bunch of second guessing myself, but hey, whatever gets it going, you know, whatever gets me to draw. My goal with this was not to push the barriers of what I do. It was to get an outcome I didn't hate. So I went in a direction I was really comfortable with. I drew Jane. Are you guys sick of her? I'm not. I love this girl. I love drawing her. Jane is my baby. She is one of my time travel OCs from 2006. Alcohol markers aren't usually what I go for nowadays if I do traditional art. I usually go for paint markers, but I did have a lot of fun with this, and these markers are really great quality. They go down really smooth, and though they are a bit streaky at first, some of them can be. With multiple layers, you can really get a consistent look with these markers. These markers are also great because of the price point. Alcohol markers are notoriously very expensive, and Ohuhu is comparatively priced very well. I mean, Copics, who needs them? You got Ohuhu, they got brush nibs. You don't need a Copic. I've never held a Copic in my life. They're like $8 at Michael's for one marker. No. Markers are a great medium for a lot of people, especially beginners, as I think they allow for artists to have more control over their color. I always liked markers over paints for the longest time because I felt like I couldn't control the outcome of a paintbrush. This marker set even comes with a colorless blender, which I've never had before, so that was a lot of fun to play around with. Also, this paper in the sketchbook was so great. I know some sketchbook paper can be way too smooth, which lends to a lot of smearing with pencils, but this paper had just the right amount of grip without it being too textured, you know? One thing of recent I've loved to do is line art, surprisingly. I think I finally figured out a clean line art style I actually like a lot, so I went into lining way more confident than ever traditionally, but I did mess up a lot. Where's the stabilization? I could not be a surgeon, guys. I forgot how shaky my hands can be at certain angles. I even did the thing without even thinking. I was just about to go. Guys, I am one with the iPad. You have lost me. I am gone.
I've been trying to get Drew to do a fucking episode for 40 minutes. Here. I know, but you're not here. You are not here. You're like in a different world. Are you watching a movie?
I've been loving doing thick lines on the outside and thin lines on the inside. I think it adds so much and really defines areas that need defining. I've realized that I enjoy doing much more looser artwork in sketchbooks, like studies and collages. It always takes the pressure off more than trying to make everything look clean, you know? I'm not saying I didn't enjoy this process, but I definitely felt like I was missing something, if that makes sense. I didn't really have my usual vices to lean on. The fine liners were really nice, and some of the nicest I've always had ones that smear heavily when you erase or when you color, which is so infuriating. You finally get that perfect line art and boom, it's smeared. I actually really liked how this drawing looked with a white background. I'm actually so sad that I colored it now. I swear I have the too much genes sometimes. Why can't I just let it be? At the same time though, I do think the color added more interest. I just wish I tested some other color examples. I thought the other side of the page was looking a little bare bones, so I added some stars because stars fix everything always. That's also where I ended up putting my starting date for the sketchbook. Lettering is not in my skill set, guys. My handwriting is so bad. Even though I'm not the happiest with the way this piece turned out in particular, I will say it is one of my favorite traditional pieces I've made in a while. I mean, just look at her. That is her. I do think I captured Jane. I also want to say this video is in fact a 50K sub special. What? Thank you all so much for your support. I know I've said this like a million times, but I am so grateful to every single one of you. I'm so excited to continue with this journey. I'm glad I could do a more simple styled video, kind of a debrief to acknowledge how far we've come. If you're worried this is where my content is going to shift, don't worry. But if you do like this, I'd do it again, sure. In this video, I also decided to do one more illustration because I felt like this one wasn't enough. I wanted to do a bit more of a collage kind of thing like I was talking about earlier. For the collage, I drew Margot and Jane in their 60s costumes. I designed these outfits for them for a little animation thing I want to do. It's not really animation. It's more like a fancy edit. I'm not an animator, okay? I drew the girls on a separate piece of paper and used some scrapbook paper to fill it out, and also added some stickers I had on hand. I have so many stickers that I barely use because I get in that mindset where I just want to save everything for where the best place is to put the sticker, but then I end up never using the stickers and it's just an endless cycle. I will let this time-lapse recording play out because I want to move to the Q&A portion of this video. I asked you guys on a community post any questions you might have about me or my artwork, so I'm gonna answer those now. I didn't get to all the questions, I only got to like a handful. I want this video to be a little shorter, so we're gonna keep it condensed. What are your favorite music artists? I want to say my favorite band would be Jellyfish. They were this band in the 90s. If you need a music recommendation, I recommend the whole album of Spilt Milk. It is one of the best albums I've listened to. It's a little goofy. It's a little cringe kid vibes, you know, like Will Wirt or Lemon Demon. Not entirely, but it kind of reminds me of that, so yeah. What's your favorite noodle shape? Bow tie, just because it's so cute. I mean, it has so much character and it's fun to eat. Will you ever develop some of your stories into a comic or animated series? Definitely a comic. I would love to make a comic of something with my characters. That is the goal. An animated series would be really cool, but I don't really see that in my future unless I got like really lucky or something. What is your favorite fandom that you've been in? This one's niche, but probably the fandom around and with an E. It's small, but it was a good time, and everyone was pretty positive. There wasn't really any drama. Do you have a certain hobby besides drawing? Not really. It's kind of weird when your hobby kind of becomes your job. I do like to create crafts. I love to decorate. Decorating my room has been a lot of fun over the years. Got any plans for merchandise like clothing or stickers? Yes, I do. I do want to do that eventually. I don't know when, but I really want to make one of those acrylic charms. I think that would be cute. On average, how long does it take you to make a piece of art? As a kid, speed paints always made me think people could just draw that fast. Honestly, me too. I think I used to watch MS Paint speed paints and be like, how do they do that? It depends heavily on what I'm doing, but if I'm making what I usually do in my content, which is like a character design, it takes anywhere from, I'd say, 1 to 3 hours, and if I'm doing something more involved, it takes 5 to 10 hours. I am proud to say I've gotten that time down a lot. It used to take me a lot longer, but that's just with practice. It's not always that short. Sometimes pieces just take longer because they're just a pain. But don't beat yourself up for the time you spend on your artwork. Just have fun. Do your thing. Tips for starting an art YouTube channel. My best advice is to take it at your own pace. Don't overexert yourself and just keep your mindset in just doing it for fun. And try to keep in mind the content you like to enjoy yourself. When I'm making videos, I often ask myself, would I like to watch this video? If the answer is no, most of the time I won't make the video. Are you planning on posting any more Charlie and Bella content? So yes, I am planning on posting more Bella and Charlie. If you don't know, they are one of my oldest OCs. I kind of want to do a video exploring their evolution and reworking their story because it needs it bad. I love them so much, but I've been neglecting them. If you're in or going to college, what are you majoring in? I'm majoring in doing your mom. I'm not in college. I've had so many conflicting things over college. People saying, oh, you don't need college. Oh, you're fine. And then people saying, oh, if you don't go to college, you will not succeed in life. So I'm conflicted. I don't know if I'll go. I'm pretty content in where I am right now, but who knows? I might in the future. What is your favorite game? Guys, I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer. Most I do is watch people play games. I don't really play games. But one game that has stayed consistent in my life is the mobile game Sneaky Sasquatch. It's on Apple Arcade, which is annoying. That game is so fun. I love that game so much. Alright, this is the last question I'll answer. Favorite TV shows / movies? That is such a hard question for me. I consume so much media. Right now, I'm watching Abbott Elementary. Really good. I love that show. I will say a really good show that I don't think is talked about enough is Yellow Jackets. I loved that show. It's very dark, so fair warning. For movie, I don't know. Let's say When Harry Met Sally. That's a go-to.
I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts.
That is that movie. Oh, I love that movie so much. And that's all the questions I'm going to answer. I know this video wasn't very long. I don't think it will be half as long as my regular uploads. That was intentional. Want this video to kind of be a filler to bridge the gap between another upload I'm planning this month, so look out for that. Should I give you a sneak peek? I hope to see you guys next video. If you made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I hope you keep returning. I have a lot of things in the works, so check them out. And as always, peace.